Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder. Today we are diving into a Form 8K filing from the First Bancorp. And no, this isn't about some futuristic robot bank, but it might involve some interesting small town Maine banking drama. This report is from February 2025. The main piece of news here is that the First Bancorp, a bank holding company, has a new member on its board of directors. It seems like a pretty standard appointment, but let's dig into the details to see if there's anything more than meets the eye. We'll talk about the appointment and see if it means anything for the future. The filing discusses the election of a new director. This is where companies tell the SEC about changes in their leadership, like when someone joins or leaves the board. It's important because the board makes big decisions for the company. So, Ingrid Wilbur-Kashmar has been elected to the board of directors of both the First Bancorp and its subsidiary First National Bank. This means she's now one of the people helping to guide the company's direction. She'll be serving until the next annual meeting, where shareholders will vote on whether to keep her on the board. The report mentions that there aren't any special deals or secret agreements that led to Mrs. Kachmar's appointment. This is a standard statement to assure everyone that the decision was above board and not influenced by anything shady. It means that the board chose her based on her qualifications and what she can bring to the company. Before joining the board, Mrs. Kachmar was the executive director of the Harbour House Community Service Centre. She also owned and operated retail stores and Wilbur Yachts with her husband. It sounds like she has experience in both non-profit work and running businesses, which could be helpful for the bank. Mrs. Kashmar and her husband also have real estate investments. This could give her a good understanding of the local economy where the bank operates. Knowing the real estate market is important for a bank because they often lend money for mortgages and other property deals. The filing mentions that Mrs. Kachmar is affiliated with entities that have loans with the bank. However, it also states that these loans were made under normal terms, like any other customer would receive. They had the usual interest rates and collateral, and the bank doesn't see any extra risk in these loans. This is important because it shows that Mrs. Kachmar isn't getting special treatment just because she's now on the board. The company issued a press release about Mrs. Kachmar joining the board. These press releases are just how the company officially shares the news with the public and investors. We can check this out in the exhibit. This part lists the documents attached to the report. In this case, it's the press release announcing Mrs. Kachmar's appointment. These exhibits provide more details and background information. The report is signed by Richard M. Elder, the Executive Vice President and Chief Financial Officer. This signature shows that the company is standing behind the information in the report and that it's accurate to the best of their knowledge. So, what does all of this mean? Based purely on this filing, it appears to be a fairly routine appointment of a new board member. There is no details of how this will affect the financials or anything else. The bank is adding someone with experience in both business and the local community. While there is no material events, it might be worthwhile to check the bank's financials. From a financial perspective, the First Bancorp has been profitable and well managed recently. Its strengths include a strong understanding of the local market. However, as a small regional bank, it faces risks such as competition from larger banks and the potential for economic downturns in its area. Considering these factors, a reasonable price range for First Bancorp stock might be in the $30, $35 range based on its earnings and growth potential. In conclusion, this is likely a neutral or perhaps slightly bullish signal. Adding a community-focused member to the board can bring valuable insights. Thanks for watching. If you found this analysis helpful, please subscribe for more corporate deep dives.